Hey guys, so yesterday we went grocery shopping. We did a huge grocery shop. I don't think I've ever seen our fridge this full. But we pretty much found all the ingredients we needed to make. I think I printed off 6 recipes out of the whole bunch that we saw. So anyway, so yesterday we got stocked up on lots of Greek yogurt. We got carbonated water. We got lemons because I like to make little ice cubes with lemon. We got some really nice strawberries, and then we have tons of meat for all the recipes. So that's all in there. These wraps are for the recipes. This is leftover dinner from last night. We got lots of vegetables. Tons of vegetables. And we got fruit cups. And so we just finished making the first recipe, which is easy sweet pork, and it has pork roast, Coca-Cola, brown sugar, and taco sauce, which should be interesting. So we've got that ready. We're gonna have that tomorrow, so we're not gonna bother freezing it. We just have to pop it in the crock pot in the morning. Also, yeah, we got tons of bananas, and we also have snacks. Most of these I got when we did our grocery delivery last weekend. I got Nutri-Grain granola bars and some crispy minis and popcorn. And yeah, so we're going to continue making the recipes. So the next one is the Hawaiian meatballs. And a lot of these are instant pot recipes, but most of them, they also gave you the time to cook it if you want to do it in the slow cooker. Except for one of them, they didn't. So I'm trying to figure that one out for the cook time. But for now, we're just going to focus on these ones until I figure that out. So and also we got a huge bag of apples. So we are stocked up.
Yep.
Oh, and the grocery store wasn't that bad, actually. They're limiting how many people can go in at a time, and they were pretty well stocked on most things. There were some empty shelves for like a lot of the canned stuff and boxed stuff, but meats were pretty well stocked up. Vegetables and fruit were stocked up. Milk was stocked up. We were able to get milk. So we pretty much found everything we needed. There was just a couple of things I think that we couldn't find, but they weren't like needed for the recipes, so it was all good. Oh, except that one thing, that liquid smoke. One of these recipes required liquid smoke, which I've literally never heard of, and we couldn't find it. I don't know if it's something that's only in the US, but I figured it'll be fine without it. It's just supposed to add like a smoky flavor. I think it's for the barbecue ribs or something like that. Anyway, so that was the other thing too. The ribs said to get boneless ribs, but we couldn't find boneless ribs anywhere. So we got them with the bone in, but we've cooked ribs with the bone in our slow cooker before anyways, and they worked just fine. So do you want a disinfectant wipe? Oh, that was the other thing. We found 2 big bottles of Lysol wipes, so that was exciting. Because those are pretty much sold out everywhere. Oh, and as we were bagging our groceries, like these 2 ladies walking by were like, "Where did you get the Lysol wipes?" So that was interesting. Hawaiian meatballs in progress. I'm gonna put the pineapples in. Dump it in there. Okay, the other one. And the brown sugar's in there. And then what else? Brown sugar. Oh, the white vinegar. Did you measure that out?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you already put it in?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just the soy sauce? Okay. Tablespoons. Soy sauce. Looks good. Here's the pot roast. recipe. There's more vegetables than meat. Because, well, we couldn't find a 3-pound roast, so it's like 2.5 or just under 2.5. But it's still a lot. Put it in the freezer. We're now doing the ribs. The last part was putting a whole bottle of barbecue sauce. Make sure you get all the air out too, eh?
Today, I'm ordering the mandatory closure of all non-essential workplaces in the province of Ontario. This order will be effective Tuesday, March 24th at 11:59 p.m. for 14 days. The next 36 hours will give non-essential businesses the chance to adapt and prepare.
So it's the next day, and we made the sweet pork that has the Coca-Cola in it with brown sugar and taco sauce. And it said you can either serve it as tacos on tortillas or in a salad, so we've decided to do it in a salad. You want to be the first to try it?
Pretty good.
So we did lettuce, tomatoes, the meat, cheese, and sour cream. Well, guys, yeah, so things have taken a turn here. So now they're going to be closing all non-essential businesses. I don't know what that's going to look like. They said they're going to release a list tomorrow saying what businesses those will be. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to what I've been seeing in the US, where it's like everything except like grocery stores, pharmacies, medical, police, fire, media, and delivery, takeout places, and postal offices. I think those were like the main ones. And in the US, I've seen different things. So I've seen some states have done it where nannies are considered essential services. Other states have said nannies are only essential if the parents are essential. So like if they're working for doctors or police officers or whatever, then they're essential. So I'm not sure what this is going to mean in terms of my work. I'm still off this week. Today I actually reworked some activities just so that I could sort of remotely work from home right now. So I originally had Easter activities planned for this week and next week, because the original plan was that the parents were going to be going on a 2-week trip in April that fell around Easter. So I was like, well, we're not really going to get to do Easter activities. So I had originally planned to do them at the end of March, going into like the first week of April, and then they'd be on their trip. But then all of this stuff happened, and so like obviously they're not traveling. As far as I know, they're not traveling, because I mean, I don't think so. They've closed the border and everything. So yeah, and then so anyways, so since I'm home this week, I was like, well, they don't even have the Easter activity supplies there, because I was supposed to be bringing them in from my stash of stuff. So I emailed her. I was like, hey, if you're looking for some activity ideas to do while I'm away, I realized that the calendar that I left there of activities, you guys don't have the supplies for most of them. So let me rework those activities to use the supplies that you already have at your home. And they were so appreciative of that. So I did that for this week, and then I said depending on what happens next week, like if I'm still not coming in next week, I'll go ahead and do the same thing for them and plan some activities for next week, like basically for the days that I would be working. And then on top of that, I invited her to connect on the app that I have that has daily activities tailored to the developmental age of the child. So that is what I've done. So she accepted the invite for the app. So she was very appreciative of that. It'll help them out. And yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens tomorrow. So we enjoyed our dinner. It was very good. We made enough salad to have 2 bowls of salad with the pork. We still have tons left over. Let me show you how much we have left over. I think we're probably going to have dinner for tomorrow night and maybe another night or 2. I don't know. We have like 2 nights of leftovers, maybe even 3. So we've got a little bit left here. We've got this container and this container. So that's going to do us for a while. We've got lots of apples in there. I know some of my spinach is going bad, so I need to pick through and pick out the ones that are good and just put them into a baggie and ditch the ones that are going bad. And then I need to make some of my lemon ice cubes. And yeah, so it's good. Okay, guys, so it's the next day. I just woke up to find the list of what is considered essential businesses, and I'm a little bit blown away with how long the list actually is. It seems like almost everything is actually going to stay open. So I don't really understand what the point of this was. But basically, Alex has already contacted his work because some of his coworkers are working there today because they've staggered his workers for the 3 days a week, and his work is considered essential. So they are not closing. He will still have to go in 3 days a week because the way that they explained it, they said that rental and leasing services, including automobile, commercial and light industrial machinery and equipment rental, all of that falls under essential businesses and will not have to close under this order. So yeah, but I mean, the list is so long, guys. Let me just I just want to show this to you real quick because I just honestly can't believe how many things are staying open. So here it is. This is the list of essential workplaces, and it actually came out last night. They got it out faster than they thought. So yeah. And it does not preclude the provision of work and services by entities not on this list, either online or I don't even know what that means. But anyways, look at this, guys. Supply chains, retail and wholesaling. Look at all of this. So essentially it's grocery stores and all, and supermarkets, convenience stores, pet stores, beer, wine, and liquor stores, which people are we can now get liquor at grocery stores, so why not just close the beer stores and go with the grocery stores? And the reasoning is they don't want the hospitals overwhelmed with alcoholics that are detoxing from not being able to get alcohol, because a lot of people, if they're hardcore alcoholics, they could go into cardiac arrest and end up in the hospital. So they're trying to keep that down. Gas stations, basically car dealerships are up everything like repair stuff, hardware stores, pharmacies, which obviously have to, businesses that supply office products, like, I don't know. And then safety supply stores. We've got restaurants and other foods that only can do delivery or take away, or hotels, motels, which it's weird because I've heard that in the US a lot of hotels are shutting down. And I would think like that's a cesspool of germs right there. They've got, I don't even know. Like, look at the list, guys. Like, it just goes on and on and on. Like, this is so long. Look at all this stuff. I mean, I understand a lot of these are essential, but some of them don't really seem like they would be. Yeah, like, feel free to pause and read through as I go through this. We've got the farms, obviously. I mean, they have to supply food. This is where the big discrepancy is. A lot of people in Ontario are upset about the construction stuff because, like, I don't even know, like, it's just silly. And they just finished yesterday talking about how they were frustrated to see that construction workers weren't complying with the 6 feet apart rule. But they can't. Like, they have to work in close proximity when they're doing construction. So, like, I don't even understand why they're on the list here. And then, of course, you have banks and stuff. Payroll and everything like that. What else we have here? This stuff is to do with like mining and things. You've got environmental services, utilities and community services. Yeah, it's crazy. They did say they were going to lower our hydro costs during the day since more people are at home. So that's good. Now this is where I'm wondering what's going to happen in terms of my nanny job, because my understanding is the parents that I work for actually work in television, so they may fall under essential workers here, under one of these. And if that's the case, let me show you where they address my stuff. Yeah, feel free to pause or slow down the speed of this video to kind of look at what all of these are saying if you care to know. But I'm just showing how long the list is. Continuing on. Okay, so other businesses. So right here is where they say the rental and leasing, which is Alex's job. Businesses providing mailing, shipping. Okay, now here's where, let me see where it came in here. Businesses. Here. So childcare services for essential workers. So therefore, if the family I am working for fall under essential workers, then I still have to go to work for them. However, I think it's going to be something that the family and I are going to have to carefully discuss over the next few days about what we're going to do going forward after this week. Just because the mom's pregnant, so she's at high risk, and I'm immune compromised, so I'm at high risk. So we're going to have to kind of weigh it. Oh, sorry, there's even more to this list. Let's see here. Look at this. Oh, that's the end of the list. So we have to determine, like, I don't know. So first we have to determine if they're essential workers, which I have a feeling they are. They work from home anyway. So then we have to kind of move forward in what we're going to do. Am I going to come in, or are they still going to have me stay home? Just because we have 2 people at risk, we have to kind of make that decision. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm going to have to talk to the family a little later this week to decide what we're doing. We had talked about the possibility of, because I think their main concern was having me travel on public transit, because they felt public transit would be risky, because we don't know what I'm coming in contact with there. So we were kind of toying with the option of, if I do still need to come to work, which I hope I do, because like, I don't want to miss out on any pay. So, and I mean, especially with Alex's already being cut. So my hope is I can still go. We might have to do an arrangement. We had talked about the possibility of doing an arrangement where Alex drives me on the Mondays, because he will be home. He will drive me to and from work on Mondays, and the family will drive me to and from work on the other days. So that's just something to consider, but we'll have to discuss it. We'll have to figure out and come to an agreement and a plan. I feel like I should be okay. Honestly, the last couple, even if I travel by transit, I didn't really feel at risk because they were empty. Like, the buses and the subways were pretty much empty. And so, like, there was literally maybe like 5 to 10 people on the bus at a time. So we were all able to spread out apart from each other. We were all 6 feet apart from each other. So I figure as long as I did my best to not touch anything on the transit either. And if I did, I have pocket hand sanitizer in my bag, and I just immediately would sanitize. And then as soon as I would get to work, before I touched anything, I would wash my hands really well. So, and same thing coming home. So I'm not really feeling like it's a big risk if I have to go. I take all the precautions I can take. So I don't know. I'm hoping, because I really don't want to miss out on the pay right now. So, and I was, I'm enjoying working for them. They're very nice people. So anyways, that's it for that. Alex just went out to pick up one of my prescriptions, as well as Riley's prescription. And we had a couple of packages that we had to mail. So he's quickly doing those. I decided not to go with him, just to stay out of the public as much as possible. So that's the update for today. So I will end this vlog here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.